Right, so we're moving on from New Zealand, as boring and picturesque as it is at times. We're going over to a country I didn't really expect to see on the map list, which is Hawaii, which is quite a big kind of change in location, I guess, quite far away from New Zealand. Um, yeah, let's chat about bloody Hawaii.
It's still in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Well, yeah, true. Still very much is in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. Um, I mean, quite. I think Hawaii, for me personally, as a noob, as a neek, um, immediately I feel it's quite distinct in what it looks like. And what's your guys'
It
thoughts
is.
on Hawaii? Yeah.
It has a pretty red color. Um, you can see that on almost every Hawaiian location, except in the far north in the mountains. But red soil, pretty dry landscape, inland, coastal. It's very lush and green, but we'll come to that later. As well as the typical American style road lines, road signs, and in that location you can also see a Hawaiian state road sign, how they look
Okay.
in the north.
Um, yeah, and one more thing I wanted to add was on the road lines they have these little light things in the center of the center lines that you see from like interval to interval. I see that a lot in Hawaii.
Okay.
I've seen it where I live in Georgia as well and in Florida a lot too, but I've
Probably
noticed that a lot.
their take on rumble strips.
I think it's actually reflector lights so you
Yeah.
can
That
see the inside
I know.
of
We
the
Yeah, that could be.
during at night.
we call them
Because
cat's eyes, I think. On our roads, and they're like little rubber things with reflectors in. That kind of
But
look.
in Hawaii, what's interesting is I've actually seen roads that just have those and don't even have like painted lines, just those.
That's quite. That is interesting.
Also,
Yeah.
what's pretty typical about Hawaii, doesn't matter where it is, but you can see a pretty that location isn't very good for that, but pretty much 50-50 distribution between pine trees and palm trees or
Okay.
normal trees.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I associate Hawaii very much with a palm tree, and that
Yeah,
tropical
but
feel.
there's quite a bit of special Hawaiian pine trees, I
Mm,
think. They're higher and they're not as wide as you see in the north.
okay, interesting.
Yeah, they do look pretty strange.
And I guess one question from me, I always have this feeling of like your cars feel a bit more American, the trucks feel a bit more American. Um,
Yeah. If
is
everything feels American and you have red soil, it's Hawaii.
okay, right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Cool location. I don't, Hawaii not the biggest place on the in the world, but obviously you've got the different islands here, and that was an example of Molokai. Um, most things are quite close to the coast, I guess, in Hawaii. Before I start saying a coastal region, um, right? Got another location to load up here. In all honesty, I would not be far away in a 30-second challenge with saying something like Brazil for this, if I'm being honest with myself. So talk me through, guys, what we're looking at.
Yeah, it definitely feels Brazilian. I've actually driven on this road in real life, but
Oh shit.
it's just very yeah, it's kind of strange. This is where they have a lot of their pineapple plantations and just I don't know, it's like the farmland area of Hawaii and Oahu, but I haven't really seen this anywhere else than like in the center part of Oahu. But yeah, it kind of looks like Brazil, I have to say, but the soil is a little bit more dark
Mm,
than what you'd see in. It's like a reddish brownish color that's like very volcanic looking. So
okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
And of course, you do have the speed limit sign.
Yeah,
so.
this definitely not something you would associate with Brazil, I guess. And there are some differences. I think that snap judgment. I think it's just something to keep in mind. Is check those other clues if they're available. I'm hoping I would come to my senses. Maybe we know what my guesses can sometimes look like, but yeah, pretty straightforward sort of location. Interesting that you've actually driven on this, Tim. Anything else to say here?
Probably to differentiate it from Brazil, it's just Brazil is too vast and too big to have power poles all 50 meters.
That's interesting, actually. I didn't even consider that.
And the Hawaiian Islands are pretty small, so they can afford it to get nice poles everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at. So this is. Did you say? How do you pronounce it, RC? I can't say it. How do you say it?
Probably like Waialua.
Waialua. Okay. Oh, it's the
Waialua,
bloody Dole bananas.
Yeah, no pineapples.
Wait, what? Do they do pineapples as well?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In Hawaii, they do pineapples.
Wait, what's the Pineapple Express train? Wait, pause the podcast. What the fuck have we found here? Holy shit! This is right. Did you go on this? Is this what you were driving?
I did go to the Dole plantation place, but I did not go on the train. I don't remember this.
That's a cock up. Look, they've gone plonked an American flag on there. You can't go wrong. Pineapple Express train. That is genius. Wow, a coconut tree. That's what.
Yeah, there's that volcanic soil. So
this is more educational than the podcast. This is well good. And these are some coconuts. And here's Dole. Ah! Right, okay, moving on. So Dole triggers me because it's in bloody Monkey Ball. That's the only association with it. So these are distinct Hawaiian hills on the coast.
Yeah, that are the coastal hills, in that case of Oahu. All forested, pretty steep. If you watch the series like in Lost, because it was filmed there, those hills are only in Hawaii because forested, steep cliffs. Yeah, and the US Army base here and there, of course.
So it's quite common to see a lot of English signs and writing around Hawaii. Is it predominantly English?
Yeah, you have to remember it's a state. Yeah, it's a US state. It's like completely assimilated.
Yeah, except road names are pretty much in Hawaiian language.
Yeah.
But you still get those typical US American green style road signs.
Interesting.
All over.
Just give you an idea of where this was. So over on this place on the coast without my. Is that how you say Wahoo?
Oahu, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Fucking Mario named it. Right. Interesting location. Yeah, I think that when you say distinct, that I think that was the perfect word to use there. Very, very clear and defined looking type of hills. So, talk me through the fact that we're on Mars right now.
Yeah, this is on the main island of Hawaii. This is where the volcanoes are. So around Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea, it's like extremely high in altitude. Like considering it's an island, I think it's like 13,000 feet at its highest. So they actually have like observatories up here.
400 meters.
Yeah, for for people who don't know it in feet. Yeah, there's some volcanic soil, definitely very volcanic here.
Yeah, Jesus.
Does look like Mars, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got. I swear we got this in a challenge once, and I was like, "This, you have to be kidding me! Where the hell is this?" And then everyone started getting it, which just pissed me off.
It's just so distinct
Yeah.
with the soil. The only other place that I can think of that looks like this is in the Canary Islands on like Tenerife or Gran Canaria. They do have this kind of like volcanic soil
Yeah,
and like really
Yeah.
high altitude.
they filmed
That
like a.
that redness is just Hawaiian.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, 'cause I think they
Such a
filmed.
nice mixture of Hawaiian soil and volcanic black rocks.
Oh,
Mhm.
you wouldn't want to take your nan up here. She'd do a bloody ankle in. But I think in like Gran Canaria and stuff, they filmed stuff like Planet of the Apes and stuff because it has that kind of distinct, you know, not very Earth-like kind of landscape, which is
Yeah.
interesting. And this has very much got a similar feel to that. So yeah,
Completely.
interesting. So just to kind of put that into perspective, where that is, where the hell is Mars? Oh yeah, this thing wasn't actually working to pinpoint.
It's in
where
the
it is.
middle of the big island on the south.
So right.
Yeah, right by where it says Mauna
There's-
Kea.
yeah, Mauna Loa. It's the Mauna Loa road.
Yeah, this one's on Mauna Loa, but you
Oh,
could
look.
see Mauna Kea.
And there's the observatories you were talking about.
Yeah,
Huh. Interesting.
it's because the air around here is so clear and such high altitude that you can have really good views through the telescopes.
Yeah, that does make that makes a lot of sense. Cool. Right, moving on to not so much a location, but I think this is just an example of an egg sign, as it appears to me. This is a state road sign.
Exactly.
Yeah, not
Just
much to say about it.
Found in
Just,
Hawaii.
It's very unique looking. it, not quite. It looks like a kind of the shape of a guitar pick. Yeah, Sim. Yeah, Sim said it exactly as it came into my head.
yeah, interestingly enough, the California one looks kind of similar, but except it's green background, not black, and it
Oh,
also
okay.
looks like a guitar pick.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Then, if you notice the fucking weird signs. Right, well, Hawaii. Thank you very much. It's been lovely. We're moving on to Guam. Guam. Not a location I could point out on a map, I don't think. So I'll be going to be paying attention here.
Another American territory.
American territory.
In that case, the first territory.
With the Japanese Evangelical Church of Guam there.
Guam is so much in the Western Pacific that they get a lot of Japanese and Chinese tourists, and you see a lot of signs in Chinese, in Japanese especially, all around.
Fascinating.
Except it's just the US. It's a territory of America.
Huh.
You see those pickup trucks. You see
Yeah.
typical 3-lane standard road there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the specific meta about Guam and Northern Mariana Islands is that they have an antenna on the front of the car.
Exactly.
Um.
On the front right.
Oh, here we
A
go.
long antenna.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's straight vertical.
Not. I
So,
wouldn't
yeah.
have spot. I don't know if I wasn't looking for that. I don't think I'd have spotted that just going round it. So actually, if you've got this immediate feeling of like an American territory sort of thing, just peep at the car for a second. If you do see that, that's a really good.
Yeah, and
piece
it
of
can be
information.
hard to see even if you look for it. For
Yeah.
example, when you're in the jungle or on a side street.
Yeah, long, not particularly girthy, but an antenna's an antenna. Yeah, and the kind of the the different I think we've seen Chinese flare Chinese school there, some Japanese. and stuff around. Quite, yeah, an interesting location for sure.
Even shopping malls can be bilingual because they get so many Japanese tourists.
That's crazy. I think we've got a couple of examples of the antenna as well, just to really hit that home. So here, a little bit more distinct, I think, than the last location. It's not mixing so much with the cracks. And then just to do a quick pan around.
General tropical island look with palm trees all around, with white sand near the roads.
Yeah, definitely American style, like trucks and lorries and whatever you guys call them. Yeah, and I think there's one more for the antenna. This is again. There we go with the antenna, and
where you can see a bit of the ocean. Again, palm trees. Looks pretty tropical.
Yeah.
Very well built. New roads.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite interesting location. So I'm just gonna just take a look where the actual place is. So here's Guam. And well, now the context here is starting to make a lot more sense. You are very close.
Just far east of Panay.
There you go. Yeah, everyone knows Panay. So, yeah, very fucking out there. Okay, Guam is there. Right, I'm trying to memorize this because I don't think I've ever guessed in Guam. To my detriment, obviously. So, pretty interesting. I think we've got two more Guam locations. So we've got just a general location here. Tropical, sandy, kind of has an island vibe to it. In a way, it's funny you mention Panay because I often associate these kind of sandy palm tree vibes sometimes with the Philippines.
Yeah, but in the Philippines you get way more mountains, so it doesn't get that islandy in a kind of way.
Yeah.
Because many islands are sheltered by other islands, and here you just get a typical Pacific island and nothing's around, pretty much.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, not too different. Our last location is the state road sign, and I guess by shield you mean the shape here?
Exactly. You can easily see Guam on it, and the blue literal shield is almost like the crest on their territory flags. So
okay.
It all comes together, where you can see the flag in the background underneath the US flag on the right side.
And next
they have a small shield in it that's exactly that same shape.
Yeah. Got two US flags here. We've obviously got the Stars and Stripes and the Mackey's flag. So definitely, flying for America there.
Yeah, that's the unofficial official American flag.
Yeah. We have. What does this guy says? Please.
Please take me by car to Washington D.C. Probably.
I think it's saying, please remember Guam has the state shield sign. Just look above me. Wow, convenient. I'm glad there's Geoguessr players out here trying to help us. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I think that's all for Guam. Pretty interesting, distinct place. The antenna being a piece of meta I didn't know about. Really happy to pick that up. And
I'm shortly AFK.
No worries, 90, not at all. Right, well, as Mr. 90 goes on, we're going to move on to a different location. This is Northern Marinas. Marinas? How would you say it, RC? Oh god, they didn't both abandon me, did we? RC? I can't... Oh. RC? Are you there?
Like, I don't know what happened.
Okay, I can't...
My Discord disappeared, like stopped all of a sudden.
I can't do anything, you know that. So, Northern Marinas. Is that how would you say it? Marinus or Marinas?
Mariana.
Oh,
Mariana.
Mariana. Fuck. Neither of the descriptions I said. Again, sandy, tropical-looking island. Is this pretty close to Guam?
Yeah, it's just north of Guam. Again, it looks very similar to Guam. I honestly have trouble differentiating between them. I'd say Guam maybe is a little more built up than Northern Mariana, but they're pretty much the same. They have some Japanese influence as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, you're still going to pick up points, I guess, if you confuse the two.
Yeah,
So
they're not
fairly
too
close.
far.
Okay.
Yeah, probably get like 4,800 if you
Right.
go one or the other.
Okay, that's interesting to know. And then we got a state. Is this the state road sign?
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks like a chalice or something.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
weird.
know.
It's
Kind
weird.
of strange.
Oh, it looks like a very well endowed female's midriff. Some big
Yeah.
honkers, and the 319. I mean, that's just how my brain works. I guess it also does look like a chalice, yeah, or a keyhole, as Calzone said. Yeah, very true. Yes, I mean this is going to help you distinct if you have the opportunity to see this. Obviously, you're not always going to get that with locations, but this will help you distinct between Guam and Marinus, because of the quite unique looking signs there. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to associate. Booby sign actually sticks out to me, so that's going to help me guess there. Cool. I mean, that's it for there. Let's just take a quick peek on the old map. So not particularly big place. Do both islands have coverage?
Yes, I think so. But not the other one to the south.
Okay, interesting.
I'm back.
Hello, Nighty.
Oh, turns out it doesn't. Okay.
Interesting. There you go.
And I think this one doesn't either. The middle one.
Yeah. Right, we're going to move on to American Samoa, which the name I find intriguing, to say the least. But this has got some very distinctive meta involving the car. So, boys, talk me through American Samoa.
Yeah, you see the back of a black pickup truck, an American pickup truck. That is typical for American Samoa.
Okay. Nicey, just quickly, you're a lot quieter than you were before you went. Maybe you're a little bit further away from your mic?
Better now?
That's better, yeah, perfect. Cheers, mate.
Perfect. No, I just said that the back of a typical black American pickup truck can be seen. And just as well as the other islands, a typical tropical look, this time just way hillier in landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also what should be mentioned is this car is just on this main island of American Samoa, where the capital is.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the car certainly helps, and obviously just using other clues to guess. Let's just take a quick look at the location, America Samoa, which is just close to Samoa, kind of below Hawaii here, kind of, I guess. Yeah, interesting location. That's definitely with the pickup truck there being a standout. Another example here. So this is on
the front of the car in the other islands of the American Samoa.
So the Manua Islands, you can actually see the front of the car and not quite the bed at the back.
Quite Philippine style concrete road, along with an alley of palm trees. That's east of the main island of American Samoa. That is the Manua Islands.
Yeah, this is again the black car being very distinctive. Yeah, there's Manua, there's your American Samoa. Yeah, fascinating places really. And then we got tsunami warning signs as being another little thing you can see.
Typical American Samoan sign. You can see those tsunami signs on the top, on the bottom. A single one, you can see them everywhere in American Samoa. If you don't know the car matter yet, you see such a sign, all in English, it's American Samoa.
Yeah, that's quite a distinctive sign, actually. I don't know how many locations there are in Geoguessr where there's a fuck-off giant wave chasing a man up a hill. It's quite unique, yeah. Cool. I mean, that's pretty much American Samoa. Not huge amounts to say about these smaller islands, but definitely these are the kind of locations where
typical meta coverage location.
It comes up on a challenge, and everyone but the top 8 people get it, and everyone starts whinging, including me, and bashing the desk and turning the stream off and shouting at people. So yeah, good to know. Definitely good to know. Vanuatu. We've got a man here, or a woman. Maybe you can't tell from the back. I mean, this is fucking. Is this volcanic? What am I looking at?
Radu, you wanna do it?
Yeah. There's only one trekker on Vanuatu, and it's on this island of Ambrin. And it's actually really interesting because they go into the volcano if you follow the trekker coverage.
Oh shit.
And yeah, it's just I wouldn't really say there's much to tell apart, just volcanic, maybe like these shrubs. You should be on top of a volcano, and you should be on a trekker. So yeah, just look out for that.
Okay, yeah, pretty straightforward. A tracker bis being someone walking along with a camera as opposed to being on a car. Which I used to think that the different cars were called trekkers. So I used to get very confused when people said, "You're an idiot, it was a trekker." So, yeah. So fuck me, this is I mean, slightly less than boring. I guess this is the volcano portion.
Yeah, this is crazy because this
hell.
This is official coverage. They went into a volcano.
Literally climbing down there.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
they literally.
Look how steep it is.
Oh my god, that's wild.
If you see that volcano, you know you are in Vanuatu.
Yeah, this is incredible. I bet you can't even get down there in any particular way.
I wouldn't recommend going all the way down
You
there.
can go down there. The official coverage goes until the rim.
No, does it actually?
Yeah,
That's
don't go
crazy.
in now.
Oh my god, makes me nervous just looking at it.
It may be tempting, but don't go into the hole.
It does look quite. It's a bit like a Tide Pod. That it looks quite tasty. Fascinating, and just to the rim. Thank you for that, Jay Wall, bringing the entire stream down. When this actually finally decides to load, this is Vanuatu, which is Google Maps was not happy with that. There's American Samoa. There's Vanuatu. Obviously, New Zealand, Australia there. Just to give you an idea there. Yeah, fuck off volcano there. Crazy location. Really, really cool looking. So we're moving on to Pitcairn Island. Okay.
Famous British island.
British.
Oh god, that's Yeah, I
Probably
didn't
the
recall you
reason why
guys
they got it.
attempting an Australian accent. You went with that one, for fuck's sake. Right, talk me through what we're looking at here.
We're looking at Pitcairn Island itself. Red soil,
Yeah.
pretty lush and flowery vegetation. You see those red plants. In the Pacific, I have only seen them in Pitcairn Island.
Okay. Flower metal.
Doesn't matter if it's in the city where the 50 people live or out there. But in general, the island is pretty mountainous, pretty steep, very lush, has those red flowers and red soil.
Okay.
Yeah, and also fun fact about Pitcairn, they actually have like problems with like incest and pedophilia stuff on the island. So
And KFC decided to put a
there's like only
there.
there's only like 50 people on the island.
Yeah, and 20 of them were convicted in Australia because of their misdoings, among others, the mayor and other officials.
Oh, so did you say so? There was an issue with paedophilia on there. So that might not
It
be.
was.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. It's not KFC. I thought it was the chicken. That's the.
They are British, but they follow the Polynesian law
Okay.
by marriage. So
this
that
is
is their problem.
this is the kid fucking club, not the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably.
And then there's Andy's Cheese Pizza. If you've been on the internet long enough to get those kind of references. Feeling slightly uncomfortable now in old Pitcairn Island.
Hey, if you want to get there from London, it's just 40 or, depending on the weather, 40 or 65-hour travel.
Perfect. Right, let's take a look at the some of the other locations. So we've got the Henderson Island.
It's the second island that belongs to Pitcairn, to the Pitcairn Islands.
Yeah, it's just across from Pitcairn. It's a small island with just some beach coverage, just trekker.
Yeah.
So yeah, not as Pitcairn, like the Pitcairn Island itself is actually pretty covered. Like it has most of the roads covered, but this one I don't even think it's inhabited. I think
It is not inhabited.
no one,
It's
yeah,
just,
no
I
one
think, a
lives
bird
here.
sanctuary or something. It's your typical small Pacific island with low shrubs, a few tiny trees, and just a small hill across the whole island.
Yeah.
Around.
According
Right
to
picture.
Dog Kurt, Pitcairn is COVID free, so if you want to go
That's
there,
good.
you know,
If
have
I
a fun time.
mean, look, there's.
Yeah, immigration letter is online if you want to.
I mean, there is plenty to do on this island. You've got football here, and then obviously, if you are stranded and you're feeling a bit lonely, boys, I don't know. That looks quite inviting. What other activities you might want to get up to? So this is Henderson.
Whatever. But
This is Henderson Island. And obviously, so here's Pitcairn, and then Henderson is over here. Not much going on this one, as you were saying.
weirdly enough, when you zoom into the South Pacific and you see the writing Pitcairn Islands, exactly like that, you see Henderson Island on top of it,
Yeah,
and not the main island.
that's
which is a
quite
bit west of it.
annoying, isn't it? Yeah, fascinating. I feel like I've learned quite a lot about about the area. And as Kyle rightly says, less paedophiles on Henderson, so it might actually be the better place to go in the end of the day. Last but not least, the classic Midway Island. Essentially just a lot of bird shit. Yeah, I mean, much else to add?
No.
No. No. Just. This is an airport, isn't it?
A million birds on an island that is big enough for an airport and a few hangars. Yeah.
Is this that when we did that Nequars one time and Justine made a fucking entire map to try and beat
Yeah,
people on, which was
it
on
was
this?
the map bird poop or something like that, and
Yeah.
it was all on that island.
For fuck's sake.
It's
Yeah.
just the abundance of birds that is so typical for Midway.
Quite interesting looking
And
things, really.
I think every Geoguessr player can recognize that location.
Yeah, I mean, it's iconic.
I mean, there is no meta. The meta is the birds.
I love the way you said that. The birds. And there's obviously fucking right out there. What is the actual point in putting an air? Oh my god, Jesus Christ! Google Maps, you're gonna give me whiplash.
In World War II, it was the perfect midpoint.
Why does it keep?
Therefore
Sorry,
the name Midway Island.
I want to zoom.
In between the US and America.
Why is it trolling? It's like a legal island, right? There we go. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. So it's like
to the US, and they built an airport there to refuel and restock the planes flying to Japan.
That makes a lot.
Yeah, and
of sense.
this was actually a site of a really important World War II battle. So
Well, yeah. When you contextualize it like that, it makes a lot of sense. I guess Hawaii was quite important in
It's
that
literally
regard.
the name what it is, Midway.
mhm.
Yeah, I guess that is quite true. Brilliant. I mean, that comes to an end of our location reviews.